Welcome back. Please like and subscribe to my channel. As a proponent of intelligent design, ID, I often find myself addressing concerns about what is perceived as the God of the Gaps approach and questions about the nature and origin of the designer. Here, I will articulate why ID remains a robust scientific hypothesis and address the limitations of evolutionary explanations while explaining the ID perspective on the causation of the designer. Strengths of intelligent design, ID. 1. Irreducible. Complexity. One of the cornerstone arguments of ID is irreducible complexity. This term, coined by biochemist Michael Behe, refers to biological systems that are complex in such a way that the removal of any one component causes the system to cease functioning effectively. The complexity observed in structures like the bacterial flagellum, which functions as a rotary motor, cannot be explained satisfactorily by gradual evolutionary processes, as there is no viable pathway through which such complex systems could arise by successive, slight modifications. This challenges Darwinian evolution directly and supports the inference of an intelligent designer. 2. Specified complexity. ID posits that life on Earth exhibits specified complexity, a concept advanced by mathematician and philosopher William Dembski. Specified complexity is found in systems that are both highly ordered and complex, such as DNA. The genetic code, which contains highly specific instructions for building proteins necessary for life, provides a clear example of specified complexity that cannot be accounted for by random chance or natural selection alone. This suggests a source of intelligence behind its origin. 3. Fine-tuning of the universe. The argument from fine-tuning contends that the constants of physics and the initial conditions of the universe are finely tuned to a degree that allows for life. From the strength of the gravitational force to the rate of expansion of the universe, these constants align within extraordinarily narrow ranges that permit life's existence. The improbability of such fine-tuning arising from random chance supports the inference of intentional calibration, suggesting a designer's involvement. Addressing evolutionary theory and abiogenesis. Gaps in abiogenesis. The theory of abiogenesis, which proposes that life emerged from non-living chemical processes, lacks definitive experimental support and faces significant chemical and thermodynamic challenges. No experiment has yet demonstrated that complex organic molecules can spontaneously form under realistic prebiotic conditions and give rise to a living cell. This significant gap underscores a critical weakness in materialistic explanations for the origin of life. 2. Limitations of evolutionary mechanisms. While natural selection and random mutation are well-supported mechanisms for explaining certain microevolutionary processes, such as adaptations within a species, they are inadequate for explaining macroevolutionary phenomena, including the origin of new organs and complex biochemical systems. These processes also do not adequately address the origin of the genetic information itself, which is necessary for constructing new forms of life. The question of the designer's origin. As for the origin of the designer, an inquiry that transcends my commitment to the scientific aspects of ID, it's important to note that ID as a scientific theory does not necessarily propose a supernatural explanation. ID focuses on detecting signs of intelligence in complex biological systems, akin to how archaeologists or forensic scientists infer the presence of intelligence without commenting on the nature or origin of that intelligence. Philosophical and theological discussions about the nature of the designer, while important, are separate from the empirical scientific case for ID. When pressed for proof of the designer, ID maintains that the evidence lies in the detection of design itself, not in identifying the designer. This approach is consistent with other scientific practices that infer unseen causes from their observed effects. Thanks for watching.